anyone who's even passingly familiar with the Duggar clan knows that the family follows a very strict set of rules designed to ensure that all sexual encounters take place within the confines of marriage and for the purposes of procreation. Of course, these days, the Duggar approach to human sexuality has been exposed as deeply flawed and psychologically damaging. The goal of Jim, Bob and Michelle in raising their offspring this way was to ensure that their adult children would follow in their footsteps. The couple wanted their 19 kids to marry young, have many children, and live lives devoted to virtue and piety. Needless to say, the first survivors of this cruel experiment have done little to support their parents' hypotheses about child rearing. Eldest son Josh Duggar has been arrested on child pornography charges, and he now faces 20 years in prison if convicted. Jill Duggar has cut ties with her parents, at least partially, because of their ultra-strict rules and their bizarre desire to protect Josh from any sort of punishment. And then there's Jim, Bob and Michelle's eldest daughter, Jana Duggar. Obviously, Jana is neither as depraved as Josh, nor as angry as Jill. However, she also has not conformed to her parents' ideals regarding the importance of rampant procreation. These days, Jana is being courted by Stephen Wisman, a Nebraska-based businessman who very much conforms to Jim Bob's expectations. But in the past, Jana has been involved with at least one man who attracted further shame and controversy to her family name. Back in 2017, Jana was involved with Caleb Williams, a longtime family friend who briefly became more than a friend to Jana. Last year, Caleb was convicted of criminal sexual abuse after being accused of repeatedly raping a minor between 2015 and 2018. Astonishingly, he was sentenced to just 60 days in prison. But perhaps his victim and her loved ones can take some modicum of solace in the fact that Caleb's crimes will follow him for the rest of his life. A new mugshot of Caleb was obtained by UK tabloid The Sun this week. The image sparked renewed interest in the life of one of the most notorious figures to ever cross paths with the Duggars. Fortunately, we now know that Caleb has been forced to register as a sex offender, which will hopefully prevent him from coming into contact with any vulnerable minors. But the good news comes on the heels of the appalling report that Williams has filed for partial custody of the child who was birthed by his statutory rape victim. Caleb can provide the minor child with a stable and nurturing environment wherein the child is supported, and the child2's relationship with the mother is encouraged and fostered, too, reads a filing from Caleb's attorneys. They go on to claim that he and the mother are both fit and proper parents, and each is a suitable caregiver to allow for an allocation of meaningful parenting time for each parent with the minor child. 2 Caleb is concerned that his daughter will soon begin to suffer irreparable mental and emotional damage from the ongoing separation from her alleged paternal father. The lawyers go on adding that Williams too's not been allowed any contact with the child. Fortunately, it appears that Caleb has little chance of actually gaining custody. The children2's mother does not consent to parenting time or an allocation of parental responsibility as requested by Caleb. Reads a response from the mother's attorneys. The decision was based not only on Williams' criminal record, but on the fact that he too's not paid any support for the minor child and is obligated to do so retroactive to the child2's birth. The document continues. Yes, not only was he found guilty of raping the mother, Caleb has been paid zero child support over the course of the kid's life. And now, he feels entitled to custody. We're not saying all of this necessarily reflects poorly on the Duggars, but we are saying this family could stand to be much more selective with regard to the company they keep.